A few months ago, when you were asked what's the biggest geopolitical threat facing America, you said Russia.
Attacking me is not an agenda.
Facing off on foreign policy, US President Barack Obama and Republican challenger Mitt Romney lock horns over the Middle East and China in the third and final debate ahead of the election on November the 6th. Neither man threw a knockout punch in an exchange which strayed frequently into domestic policy. But polls suggest Obama won on points, repeatedly accusing Mitt Romney of flip-flopping on foreign policy.
What we need to do with respect to the Middle East is strong, steady leadership, not wrong and reckless leadership that is all over the map.
I congratulate him on taking out Osama bin Laden and going after the leadership in al-Qaeda. But we can't kill our way out of this mess.
Other headlines on Reuters this morning: Asian shares inch lower as the Q3 earnings gloom deepens. Faurecia, the French car parts maker controlled by Peugeot Citroën, has cut its full-year earnings forecast as European production slows. But Syngenta, the world's largest agrochemicals company, confirmed its full-year financial targets after a strong start to the planting season in Latin America. Good news, too, for Yahoo. In her debut appearance at the helm of the group's new CEO, Marissa Mayer, promises to invest in the mobile wave after third-quarter earnings beat analysts' expectations. Well, more monetary stimulus on the way, this time from the Bank of Japan. John Gordon is in Hong Kong. John, what can we expect from the Bank of Japan when it meets this time next week?
It looks like more asset buying from the government there. That's the likely option. We're looking at a $126 billion increase from the government, mostly into JGBs, but also some ETFs and REITs possibly on the table as well. And also the length of period may be extended here past the end of 2013, which is also key here. Now, that's helped push the dollar-yen up to the 80 mark earlier today. Euro-yen also is at its highest mark since May. So some action there in the currencies, although further gains may face some heavy stops for dollar-yen, for example, around 8.10 going forward.
We've also seen the finance minister resign in Japan overnight. This was expected, but what does it mean for Noda's government?
Well, it's another blow to his credibility. You look at the U.S. debate that we just saw. The populace really split 50-50 there. Well, in Japan, Noda's popularity is sitting at about 20%. So that really paints a picture of how desperate things are. So if an election was held today, it would probably herald a shift to the right. But anyway, going forward, definitely difficult times ahead for the Japanese government.
John, thanks very much indeed for that. John Gordon there in Hong Kong. In the UK, meanwhile, a government report has rejected EU plans to curb high-speed trading. The Foresight paper, sponsored by the British government, says computer-based trading can boost liquidity. And the boss of the BBC, George Entwistle, will be questioned by MPs later today. The British broadcaster is facing one of the biggest crises in its history over accusations it pulled a probe into sexual abuse by former presenter Jimmy Savile as part of a wider cover-up. The top world news story on Reuters this morning: at least 7 people were killed and dozens wounded in gun battles in the Lebanese capital Beirut, in further unrest linked to the conflict in neighbouring Syria. That's according to security and hospital sources. And the Guardian newspaper reporting that Britain is to double the number of armed drones in Afghanistan. 5 new unmanned aerial vehicles will be in operation within 6 weeks, according to the paper. Well, that's it for now. I'll leave you with our pick of the day, a snapshot of Hindu devotees performing Garba, a traditional folk dance during celebrations to mark the Navratri festival. I'm Nigel Stevenson. This is Reuters.